look amazing, and now you look the part. It's time to start the quiz.
OK.
The best part of any pre-wedding party is playing Mr. and Mrs. and it becoming patently clear how unhappy the betrothed are going to be together. So we're going to play it now. You all know how it works. My husband, Steen, has answered some questions about me. All you have to do is choose the answer that matches his.
Do I need to know anything about Steen before?
He's 33, yes, that is quite a lot younger than me. He's a very sexy man. He's half Greek, half Australian.
OK.
He makes excellent roast potatoes.
OK.
I do genuinely love him at the moment.
OK.
Question 1. Steen was asked to describe me in 3 words. Did he say eager, clever, vegan? Or did he say kind, smart, competitive? Or did he say that I was thoughtful, feisty and fun?
Ooh.
So you guys all know me as well, so don't be distracted by how fun and sexy you think I am. Darren, I'm going to ask you first. Can you tell me what 3 words do you think my husband Steen used about me?
I think he went with eager, clever, vegan.
All right. Jess, what do you think?
I've put kind, smart, compets.
Compets. Short for competitive.
Nice.
Thank
I
you.
worked it out. And Richard?
I went with kind, smart and competitive because I think if he put vegan, that's a non-comment. That's just...
That would be a sign that we were really on the rocks.
Yeah, that's dietary. If he's got 3 things he can say about you, and one of them is simply what you're eating.
OK, well, let's find out if any of you were right.
OK.
The correct answer was that I am kind, smart and competitive.
Yes.
So both Jess and Richard get a point there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guys, I'm actually really jealous of how amazing you look, and so I'm just going to get into a little bit of a bride mode myself. If you just give me a moment. That's what I do. That's what I do on a night bus home for everyone else. I'm a virgin.
OK.
So now I look the part, we can move on to question 2. What one thing would Sarah save in a house fire? Would it be my 1994 Take That annual, my ticket from the Millennium Dome, or the bath?
Your ticket from the Millennium Dome.
It was my first job in the year 2000. I worked at the Millennium
Wow.
Dome.
OK.
Pretty obsessed with the place, and I do have memorabilia still from my time there.
OK.
Let's see what answers you've put. Darren, starting with you.
Take that.
You went for the Take That annual. What about you, Jess? You agree?
I went for Take That.
You went for the Take That annual. Every time you nod, Jess, I love it so much. And Richard, did you agree?
Annual.
You went for the Take That annual.
I did.
Well, the correct answer is my bar.
No.
My husband thinks that in a fire situation, I'll go, I know what I need. And that's
Your
a
husband's
wash.
an idiot. You get a new bath in a new house. Why would you need that specific bath?
I think his thinking was, what does Sarah love most in the house?
That's fine. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why don't you take the wiring? You presumably like electricity.
Look, when I said he was young and sexy, reading between the lines, we all know, a bit of a dum-dum.
A little bit of a dum-dum.
So, none of you got that right,
the
I'm
fuck?
afraid. You all got that wrong, because you were thinking logically, like adults. Question 3. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen Sarah do? Did he say, come on a date dressed as a bottle of ketchup? Or did he say, put a stray cat in her handbag? Or did he say, find a dead bird's head and put it in her drawer? OK, so you need to think about those things, picture me doing it. Is it the kind of thing I would do? I mean, you guys all know me. I can be kooky.
You are kooky, and you've got a kooky side.
Yes.
I can imagine you doing all 3 of these.
OK, so which one of those do you think it is?
I've gone with stray cat.
Jess, what do you think?
I've gone for ketchup.
You've gone for dressing as ketchup on a date. Richard, what about you?
I think you've done that, but I don't think that's the weirdest thing.
He's ever seen me do it.
Yeah, I've put dead bird.
Do you think I found a dead bird's head and then I put it in a drawer?
Yes, and I think what was weird about the way you did it was that you just didn't say anything and you looked at him throughout.
I'm not breaking eye
Yeah,
contact.
you found the dead bird, picked it up, put it in the drawer, closed it,
Yeah.
and then just backed out of the room.
Yeah, as if to say, don't question this.
Yeah, as if to say, next time it's your head.
OK, well, you are right.
Thank you.
Wow. Which means 1 point for you, Richard. Yeah, so I did put a dead bird's head in a drawer. I just thought it was beautiful and the dog was going to eat it. So... And I don't know what's weird about that, actually. Yeah.
I just can't believe the 3 words that he used to describe you weren't dead bird collector.
Having one isn't much of a collection, is it? So, moving on to question number 4. What is the worst present that Sarah's ever given you? Did he say a T-shirt that says shit at FIFA? Was it a spot squeezing kit? Was it vouchers for colonic irrigation?
Colonic irrigation vouchers is really strange.
But people love that for their health.
I mean, it's literally a shit gift.
OK, Big D, what did my husband think was a shit gift?
The shit at FIFA T-shirt.
You think it's a shit
Gotta
at
be.
FIFA T-shirt? Jess, do you agree?
I've also gone for T-shirt.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey!
And what about you, Raunchy Rich?
I put vouchers.
The worst present I ever got my husband was, in his opinion, the T-shirt. Which means that Darren and Jess, you both get a point. They'll stand by it as a present. And here is a picture of him wearing it. There we go. He's actually really good at FIFA. I just hate it when he plays it.
Sarah, I like how you have dead animals in your house and you get annoyed at him playing FIFA.
Me collecting 2 dead things took like 5 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah, FIFA is ours.
So moving on to our final question.
Ooh.
Okay.
So my husband was asked, what is Sarah's guilty pleasure that she hopes no one will ever find out about? Is it line dancing? Is it buying our dog Nando's? Or is it trolling other female comedians? What do I do that I don't want anyone to ever find out about?
Why would you be ashamed of buying your dog Nando's?
Maybe one would worry that in a world where not everyone has a lot, things like buying takeaways is decadent, and doing that for a pet might be seen as the work of the bourgeoisie.
And also think of the diarrhea.
So, Darren, what have you got there?
I went with buying your dog Nando's.
Buying your dog Nando's. Jessica?
Dog Nando's.
You think dog Nando's.
Line
Richard,
dancing.
you think line dancing. They would all be humiliating things, but the answer is I do buy my dog Nando's on the delivery because he's a good boy.
It's the craze that's sweeping the nation, a game of salty mastication. How it works, Richard has had a chew on a crisp, and from the sound you gotta guess what crisp it is. So tell us from the crunch, is this a quiver or a monster munch? Yeah, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, and it sounds like this. We got a crisp and it sounds like this.
James, do you reckon it's a quaver or a monster munch?
I've gone for quaver, Flo and Joan.
Hi. Kiba?
I've gone for munch.
Olga, monster munch or quaver?
Monster munch, baby.
The answer is...
Quaver!
Wow.
Go on, James.
Yes!
We're gonna just clarify.
Feeling good about this.
Obviously a quaver. I think we can all agree it's definitely a quaver.
I don't think we can all agree.
Yeah, I heard the air of a monster munch in it.
It felt like the folding of a quaver, I think.
Yeah.
And you're missing the scream of a monster munch when you bite into a monster munch. Yeah, the classic.
Quaver's a longer crunch because of the folding. That's what I was thinking as well. And a monster munch, people think it's the loudest one, but it's actually, they're quite stubby, so it doesn't last that long if you crunch it. You wouldn't get a like that, it would just be...
There you go. And that is why you got the point.
Yes.
It's gonna be a long round.
History has been waiting for years and months and days, but now commence the battle of potato versus maize. There'll be bloodshed and hobbits to crown the crispy kings, to decide is it a hula hoop or an onion ring. We got a crisp, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, and it sounds like this. We got a crisp, and it sounds like this.
Great songs, but this is ridiculous.
James, might you tell us who's the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I've gone for onion ring.
Why is that, James?
It was very close, but I think there was just a slight softness to it in comparison to what I'd expect from a hula hoop. Both would be short crunches, but I just think there was a slight crackle to it. And I'm going for onion ring on that basis.
Interesting.
Kimo, what do you reckon it is? I'm kind of scared to ask.
I've gone with H hoop.
I've also gone for hula hoops because I felt it was a firm crunch.
Well, the answer was... It was a hula hoop.
Wow.
I thought you were like a crisp whisperer for a moment there.
I really stood by my logic, and now I'm starting to doubt everything I know in life, everything I've ever thought.
We should hear it again just to make sure you really feel that feel,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's a hula hoop.
Of course, that's a hula hoop.
That's a point for you, Olga, and a point for you, Kima.
Hey!
Well, there's another round. This one is acapella.
Everyone's favourite genre.
Whoa! Is it a twiglet or a chipstick?
Absolutely excellent round.
That was a short little one for you there.
Do you know what both of those are, Olga?
I have no fucking clue.
What would you guess they are, based on the names Twiglet and Chipstick?
Chipstick is straight, twiglet is wiggly.
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to the country. You got it.
James, what do you reckon?
I've gone
Okay.
Chipstick, but this is the closest it's been, actually.
Kimo, what do you reckon?
I've also gone chipstick, and I want to have reasons, but I don't.
I respect it.
That's fine.
Olga?
I've gone chipstick.
Well, the answer was chipstick.
Let's hear it again just to confirm it. Chipstick,
Yeah.
clearly.
That seemed the clearest.
Everyone gets a point.
Well, here we are at the final round, and it's nearly time for us to say goodbye. The game is almost over, and what have we learned today? Well, the real crisps are the friends we made along the way. But don't you cry, because we got one more round left for you. This last one goes out to the big daddies of the crisp world, the Walkers and the McCoys. In this final round, you tell us, does this crisp have a ridge or no ridge? One last time. We got a crisp, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, and it sounds like this. We got a crisp, if you guess what it is, we might give you a kiss, and it sounds like this. Everybody, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, and it sounds like this. We got a crisp, we got a crisp, we got a crisp, and it sounds like this. Yeah!
Absolutely extraordinary finish.
Oh, this is
Walkers.
the hardest.
McCoys.
And it's ridge or no ridge?
Ridge or no ridge,
Ridge or no
Walkers
ridge.
or McCoys.
That's an excellent question.
James, what do you reckon?
I feel like I've overthought this. I feel like, actually, I think it sounds like a ridge. But then I'm thinking, they expect us to say ridge. So they've gone with a ridgeless. But I'm going with my brain here, not with my ears, which I think is a mistake. I'm going ridgeless, but I reckon it sounded like a ridge, and I think I'm going to feel annoyed in the... The car journey home is going to be a long one if this is a ridge one.
Chemo, ridge or no ridge?
I've gone ridged for her pleasure.
Olga?
I've got no ridge.
Got no ridge.
Didn't hear a ridge.
I was going to say, before we find out the answer, I am happy to carry on playing this game. We don't have to stop.
Well, the answer was Walkers, which is ridgeless.
Right.
Before me is a scale that represents every movie ever made. From the shortest movie, which is a 1-second film I took when I was trying to take a photograph of a dog that I thought looked like Bob Dylan, to the longest, director Ashraf Shishir's 21-hour epic, The Innocents. But my question to you is, can you each tell me a movie that is longer than Terminator 2, but shorter than Titanic? You probably didn't know that I could do that. I've been in training for your show for months.
Yes. It's a lovely bit of business.
I need you each to write an answer that will fall twixt my legs.
Longer than T2, shorter
So
than Titanic.
we're looking at longer than Terminator 2, shorter than Titanic. Rhea, give me a movie.
So I went with Avatar.
Let's find out, shall we? If it's lying between the parameters. Really
This
nice.
is becoming a disturbing image.
Is Avatar in between? Let me think. At 2 hours, 42 minutes. That answer is correct.
Yes.
Alex, what's your answer?
Godfather.
Let me think. Godfather. At 2 hours, 58 minutes, Godfather is right in the middle. Correct. You got yourself a point. Kendall.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
This is so weird. I said Godfather 3.
Godfather
really
3.
weird. I don't know.
Let me think. It's stuck. My arm is stuck. That is actually...
No, I've made it worse. I've made it worse. I've made it worse. I'm backing away. I've made it worse. I've made it worse. I don't know what kind of system you've got here, whether it's countersunk, breaching, rated. Oh, dear. Oh, that's a break. That's a break. Is that good? Am I helping? I'm not helping.
Yeah.
I'm backing away.
Hit the ground.
Okay, okay.
Let me think. Godfather 3 at 2 hours, 50 minutes. It's right down the bing bang middle as well. A point for each of you. Okay, let's take it up another notch. And this one is worth 2 points.
Okay.
It's Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, not Craig, the former manager of Leicester City. Our scale goes from the first words of Hamlet, who's there? To the last words, go, bid the soldiers shoot. For this question, I'm going full akimbo. I want any of you to name another line from Hamlet in the play as it appears between my legs. But not to be or not to be. Not that. We'll have another one, please. You've until the music ends. Rhea, quote me a line from Hamlet.
Okay, I think, because it was a long time ago, and I did science, alas, poor York, I knew him.
Oh, well, let's find out. Yeah, that's correct! Rhea, you got 2 points. Alex, give me another line from Hamlet.
You said it wasn't allowed to be or not to be.
That's what I said.
So I've gone for the next bit. That is a question.
I mean, on a technicality, I'm gonna have to turn to the boss of QT.
I guess technically it goes totally against the spirit of the game. I think it has to be given. It has to be given.
2 points for Alex, everyone. Sarah, what's the line from Hamlet?
I did,
that's not
what
to
a-
be or not to be?
What a piece of work is man.
Nice.
That is another correct answer.
Yes.
2 points for Sarah Campbell.
Thanks, David.
What a piece of work is man.
Hey-oh.
It's time to start playing for it. Maisie, take us to your task. Good luck.
Now, before I start my round, I do have an embarrassing admission to make. It took me 7 attempts to pass my driving test. Test number 2, drove over a roundabout. Test number 5, you know, you've got to do like a little manoeuvre.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
turn around a corner backwards.
Yes.
I was doing that one, reverse around a corner, and the woman just said, Maisie, can you stop the car, please? I said, yes, of course, why? She said, you've hit a pram. I lot of people ask me, Maisie, what's your favourite part of the driving test? And I tell them every time, the hazard perception test. So, what you're about to see is some of the most nerve-shredding, adrenaline-pumping, and above all, actually quite good stunt driving around a perilous, hazard-ridden racetrack. Just like in the real hazard perception test, all you need to do is watch incredibly carefully as I'll be asking you 5 questions about what you've just seen. So, eyes on the road. Mirror, signal, roll V2.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You okay?
I'm so sorry. Have I ruined a camera? The track was several kilometres long, but I ended up in the field. OK, here's your first question.
Okay.
I hope you were paying attention to all the hazards.
I was not.
Question 1. Throughout that lap, there were 3 things hanging from the mirror. Can you name 2 of them?
If I put 3, do I get any extra?
No, Richard, you will still get just 2 points. In fact, if you've put 3 and one of them is wrong, no points.
What?
Yeah.
Where did that come in?
Well,
that sounds
I just
punitive.
made it up now.
You literally made that up.
Yeah.
It's that kind of vindictiveness that probably meant they failed you.
OK, let's have a look. Nish, what have you got?
Well, what I've gone for is I've gone for dice and a brown leaf.
Rosie?
I've gone for the dice and the dream catcher.
Dream catcher. Richard, what 3 did you write down?
OK, black furry dice.
Black
I see just dice, which to me it's like that's not acceptable. I'd actually say it was a wind chime.
Wind chime?
In a certain way. It was certainly ill-conceived. And some kind of fruit freshener. Looked like a fruit freshener.
OK, let's have a look, shall we?
Brown leaf.
That's a dream catcher.
Dream catcher and dice. Rosie, you've definitely got a point. Yeah! Nish and Richard, it's not a fruit freshener and it's not a brown leaf. It's actually a coconut-smelling air freshener.
This quiz is a crock of shit.
What the?
This is, and I hate to bring it up so early, pure racism.
Yes. Thank you, Nish.
Points to Rosie! Question 2.
Yes.
There was a road sign someone had sprayed some very naughty graffiti on, but what type of sign was it? There were 2 words on the sign. That's a clue. Right, let's see your answers. Nish?
I've gone for road closed. And in brackets, I've written, Nish is cool.
Oh, that's cool of you to write. Rosie?
I think it was roadworks ahead.
Richard, what have you gone for?
I put Nish Kumar as a loser.
What?
That's right. That's
OK.
what the sign was.
Right.
The graffiti was actually returning the sign to what it was originally.
Well, let's take a look.
OK.
It was road closed.
Yes.
Points to Nish.
Points to Nish.
Question 3. Now, if you were paying extra close attention, you might have noticed I drove through some boxes. According to the label, what was in the boxes? I think driving through those boxes was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life.
Was it as fun as it looked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that should be in the driving test. Nish, what have you gone for?
I've actually gone for cheaper question team rounds.
Rosie, what have you gone for?
I thought you drove through Nish's hope and...
I mean, we all do that on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Richard, what did you go for?
I wrote Nish Kumar's boxes are cool.
Well, one of you is right, but who could it be? Let's have a look.
OK.
It's Nish Kumar!
I still can't read it. Yeah, all I found out is I need an eye test. That's all I found out.
Question 4. Remember the market seller?
Yeah.
Can you name one of the fruits or vegetables that they were selling? All got an answer?
Yes.
Rosie, what have you gone for?
I put oranges, which everyone knows is a sexy fruit.
Why is an orange a sexy fruit?
Oh.
OK. Nish?
I've written oranges. Then I wrote a message to Richard and I tried to write Suck It Ayoade on there. Unfortunately, the pen got away from me and now I've written Suck It Axe Daddy.
Wow. Who's that to? Van Halen?
Axe Daddy, what did you go for?
Oranges are the only fruit. Yes, thank you. Represent. Represent.
You've all gone for oranges.
Thank
Let's
you.
see if you're right. Oranges were there! You could have had grapefruit, oranges, cucumbers, peppers, lemons or limes.
Gosh, wow.
Yes.
Big budget day.
Right. That's the end of my hazard perception test. Richard scored 1, Rosie scored 2 and Nish scored 3.
Let's get into the meat. Bob, may you lead us in this eve's event. Pray go.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DIY YI. Yeah? The quiz where we delve reasonably deeply into the DIY superstore. Yeah? Let's introduce it properly this way. I hope that's got you all in the mood, like. As you can see, it's a tape measure, a hammer, and a spirit level. And what I'm going to be doing is asking you to put these in price order.
Ooh.
From the most expensive to the least expensive.
Right.
Too fucking right. But first off, let's take a closer look at them. The tape measure, making sure that distances never vary in your life. From cradle to coffin, they'll measure you. The hammer on Mr. Reliable, as I call him, whether it's murder or panel beating. It won't let you down. And the spirit level, generally considered the jauntiest of all the DIY tools. As illustrated here with this one, at a 17-degree angle, exactly the angle a wolf employs when it yawns. That's the items. So, Kerry, what have you written down?
I've written spirit level hammer tape measure.
Nice. Tanya?
I went spirit level tape measure hammer.
OK.
Richard?
Hammer, spirit level, tape measure. But only that hammer looks excellent.
OK. Let's find out as I reveal the prices of our items. The tape measure. £11.27.
That's more than I
It's
thought.
a good
That's pretty steep.
It's a good one.
Mr. Reliable hammer.
29. It looked like an executive hammer.
It's just a hammer.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
No, that's not just a hammer, that's a way of life. Look at it.
Look at it. It's got a yellow handle. The top's flatter than normal.
Spirit level. Here we go. £14.82.
Yes. That's right.
So that's a point for you, Richard.
I'm delighted. I'm so happy.
Wow.
So let's have round 2. And what I'm going to be doing is asking you to put these in order of weight. From the heaviest to the lightest.
OK.
So,
very good.
Let's have a quick walk around this round's items. It's a Hobbit stepladder. But what's he trying to reach? Could it be the feta cheese or a magic piccolo? The hosepipe, taking water various distances from a fixed point. This one's especially for the 2-tap household. You can't help but laugh. Yes, it's water-soluble emulsion paint.
Right.
You can apply it with a sponge, a brush, or a roller, but never attempt to use it to colour your hat. There's the items.
Oh, man.
What are you thinking?
It really depends on the material of that stepladder, because they can be alarmingly light.
They can be incredibly light, yes.
It looks like a light one, doesn't it?
It does look light.
So, Kerry, what have you got?
I've gone paint, hose, stepladder.
Tanya?
I've gone hose, paint, stepladder.
Richard?
This is edge of seat stuff. Paint, hose, ladder.
Yes.
That's what I've gone for.
Yes.
So let's have a look. A lot depends on this, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all hanging on that.
Yeah.
3.65 kilograms.
Oh, that's heavier than I thought.
2.1. 3.27.
Yes.
I knew there was a trick in there somewhere. I didn't know it was the ladder.
So the answer was stepladder emulsion hose pipe. Did any of you get it right?
No.
You didn't?
I mean, if you turn mine upside down, I did.
Let's have a bonus round.
OK.
You've been staring at these plinths, right, that I've been displaying the items on. But could you tell me, what is the name of the paint colour? OK, it could be Suede Whisper. It could be Nana's Pearls. It could be London White. Write your answers down for a bonus point. It's just for a bonus point, it's just a bit of daft fun, because none of you got the last one, you know. What have you written down, Kerry?
London White.
London White.
I want it to be Nana's Pearls, but I don't believe in that.
Tanya?
I've gone for Nana's Pearls.
Richard?
I started with London White, and I thought it's too conventional. So I went for Suede Whisper.
Tanya?
Oh.
Nana's Pearls it is.
Oh, well done. I just didn't believe.
That's a point to Tanya. Let me walk you through the items. It's the hedge trimmer. You can shape, trim, or destroy your hedge in a matter of minutes. Beautiful item. The pressure washer. You'll all be familiar with the trip hazard that is a slimy area of decking. Get rid of it with this fella. Decking can be as slippy as an eel's handbag.
It's true.
The old reliable Hoover, yeah? This one is the Enigma and runs in at 900 watts. That's pretty powerful. Not something to be taken lightly as you move from room to room. Make sure you've got adjustable brush height. That way you won't get discontinence as you move between rooms. 3 beautiful items. And what I'd like you to do, please, is to tell me which has the longest flex or cord. And list them from the longest to the shortest.
Longest to the shortest, OK.
Hedge trimmer, pressure washer, Hoover. OK, do you know what? I'm going to up the stakes on this one. This is worth double points.
I'll stop it, Bob.
OK, no, I'm going to do it, because it's tricky.
It's really tricky.
Yeah. What's your answer, Kerry?
Hedge trimmer, washy thing, Hoover.
Tanya?
Trimmer, Hoover, washer. It's a pattern.
Richard?
hedge trimmer, pressure washer, hoover?
Let's find out. And this is a
flex.
blue flex,
Lovely flex.
which is rather unusual.
Love a
Gives a Mediterranean feel to the environs of your hedge. Here's the pressure washer.
Oh, that's too short.
Oh, come on, Tan!
Here's the poover. Here we go.
OK. I'm not entirely comfortable with this, Bob. Oh.
There you go. There you go. So, the longest was the hedge trimmer, followed by the hoover, and coming up in final place was the pressure washer.
Wow, well done.
And it's double points, so that's 2 points to Tan.
Come on!